Welcome back everybody to another video on this 99 Pontiac Trans Am. Today we're going to be replacing the window motor on the driver's side window. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is remove the door panel, and it shouldn't be too hard. I just got to be a little careful since these are already cracked and I don't want to cause more damage to them. But let's see. It looks like we have a Phillips head right here on this plastic piece. I know we got to pop this off. Oh, that came off on its own. And let's see, I think there's another Phillips up in here, and maybe there's another one hidden in here somewhere, but we'll start with those first. Okay, so got that one off, this bottom one off. This doesn't come out, so this probably needs to pop up. Let's figure this one out. There we go. Let's pop it up from the back, pull forward. Oops. Now we can unplug this. Alright, these look pretty simple. Looks like they just pull away. Oh wait, let's see. These two pull away. How did this one come out? So we got those two off, and this middle one has a little clip that you just need to pull away from the connector, and it should come out. It should. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. And it's out. Jesus, man. These mosquitoes here are vicious. I don't know anywhere else besides Arizona, but man, the mosquitoes are crazy right now. Anyways, let's get back to this. So now we should be able to remove this piece now. That one's off, and there's the hidden one. I lied, there's one more. I was feeling around and there's one more right in there. So this part of the door panel. Bro, can you guys see this on the camera? The freaking mosquitoes are crazy. Mosquitoes. Alright, so still not done. Found another one. There was a dime covering that one. So now, will that be the last one? Find out in the next couple seconds. So this one from down here and this one up here are these bigger screws, and the other two are going to be these smaller ones. Now, is that it? Is that all we got? Doesn't feel like it. Maybe. I guess that should be it. We should be able to lift it up and out. Let's find out. So when pulling these door panels off, there shouldn't be any clips holding it to pull it out this way. You should be able to just lift straight up and it should pop out. So lift up and then towards you. I hope. It's been so long since I've done these that I feel like brand new. There we go. Oh, and you're gonna have what is this, your speaker, or what is this, a tweeter? If yours has a tweeter, there's a little tweeter connector there. Door panel's off. Maybe we could figure out how to fix these, unless I could find some. Like, I was considering like redoing the whole interior, like whatever's beige, doing it in black, but honestly I think it doesn't look that bad in the beige. I'll probably just get the seat fixed, and I mean that's really it, minus the door panels. But now that we got this off, we could take a look at what's going on in here. And it looks like somebody already did this job for me, kinda sorta. So how in the heck? So obviously it doesn't have all that plastic in here anymore. The plastic that covers this all up, and this isn't even metal. This door panel is fiberglass. Yeah, this thing is, that's fiberglass. And so the whole time I was thinking, oh well, should I do this the proper way and take the whole regulator out and take like half the day trying to do this window motor? And I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I don't have that much time to be messing around. If there's an easier way, I'm gonna do the easier way. And the easier way is drilling out some holes in the door and then drilling out the rivets for the window motor. But I was gonna do that, but obviously I would have done it a lot nicer. This looks like they just shoved a screwdriver in here or something. Looks pretty ugly, but I mean, if it works, it works. So we'll see what's going on here. Oh, feels like the motor's in here really loosely. So I'm gonna take the speaker off and see what's going on, because that's the only way we're gonna be able to see in here. Maybe through here, but it's gonna be easier through the speaker. To remove the speaker, it should just be 2 7mm bolts, maybe three 7mm bolts. So that one down there, this one up here, and this one over on the left. And that should be it to remove the speaker. I won't be able to see what's going on, but it's looking like the window motor is just loose in there. I wonder if that's something that happens a lot, where the original one is riveted in, so the riveted in one is not going to move because it's in there with the rivets. And if it's bolted in, over time those bolts will, you know, they can get loose. If it's like a bolt and a nut, they can get loose over time. So I could see that happening. And if that's all it is, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll still swap in the new motor that I got, or I'll get some Loctite and some new hardware to put in there. But I guess we'll see what happens. Either that or they put the wrong kind of hardware in. Let's see. There's a speaker, same kind of connector as the tweeter. I'll get this off. So that's off. Now can we see what's going on in here? From what I can tell, it just feels the motor is just loose as hell. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. This looks like it looks like JB Weld. This was on the back side of that Phillips head screw that's holding the motor in. I'm not sure what exactly happened here. They couldn't figure out how to keep these from spinning, or what the heck is going on. I feel another one. You know what? Look, here's another one. What the heck? And it's like oily. Come on, guys. Come on. All right, I'm gonna get those screws out, and then we'll see what we're working with. Take the screws out and take the motor out all the way, so we can see what's going on. Dude, bruh, that's crazy. 2 bolts were holding that thing in place. And this, how does this come out? You just pull this out. Bro, that's crazy. This motor doesn't even look that old. Probably not even bad. I guess we can compare it to the one that I just got. Feels kind of loose, but maybe that's how they are. Here is the one that I just took out, everything looks fine. It has like a little bit of play in it. This is all the hardware that was in there holding this in. So I'm pretty sure this is the reason why it wasn't working right. It was in there super loose. And this is the motor that I bought. And everything looks the same except for this. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I can take this off. But this one didn't have it on there. I'm not sure if this is something that they're supposed to have on there or what. I'll figure that out in a second. This is the hardware that's on this one. And the hardware still looks kind of tiny. I don't know if I want to use it. Maybe I can find something else in here that I might have. Alright guys, so I figured out that we don't need that bracket, this one will not work, at least on this car. I've been trying to put it on with this bracket. It didn't work. It doesn't fit. But the other motor didn't have it on there, so we're just gonna put it on how that one was on there. Yeah, they both seem to have the same amount of play in the motor, so I'm sure that other motor over here somewhere, I'm sure it's fine. It's just I'd rather use this one that I just bought, and we'll just keep that one as a spare. But either way, we still got to plug everything in and test it just to make sure that this one works. But before we do that, you know, like I said earlier, somebody already drilled these holes out for the window motor to drill the rivets out. So did a crappy job, but you know, had this not been done, all you needed to do was drill a few holes. Kind of see in this location, drill these holes so that you can get to the rivets that hold the motor in, and then drill the rivets out. Then you can swap the motor out without disassembling the whole door, you know, to get the regulator and motor out as one piece. I mean, honestly, I know that that's the proper way, but I mean, who the hell is ever gonna see these holes in your door? I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't do this, especially if this motor goes out so often. So kind of good thing that somebody already did it, but I would have liked to do it myself just so I could do a better job. Anyways, let's plug this in and make sure that it all works still. All right, motor plugged in, switch plugged in. Let's just put the key in there and make sure that this motor still works just fine. So this is the same hardware, like the same size that was in there originally, and like, what the heck is this? This is like the tiniest, I don't know. This is crazy that this is what holds the motor in place. But I'm gonna make sure that these are in there tight. I'm gonna put some Loctite on the bolts, make sure they don't get loose, and I mean, just hope for the best. If it starts acting weird again like it did before, then I know that they more than likely got loose. But hopefully with the Loctite, it'll be good. And honestly, if it happens again, I'm probably gonna drill these holes out a little bit bigger and use some bigger hardware, because this is just like, and why a flathead or a Phillips head screw? There's more than enough space in there for like a 7 or 8 millimeter or even a 10 millimeter. But anyways, we're gonna use these, pop these in there, and be good to go. Alrighty, let's hope that we can get these in without any trouble, or without too much trouble. Uh-oh. Alright guys, so after fighting with this for a little while, I ended up taking that motor out that I put in originally, which is the new one that I bought. I ended up taking this one out and putting the one that was in there originally back in. That one worked. It was just, you know, it was all loose. But I put that one back in, and now it works. Works how it should. And all the way back up, and we're good to go. So this other motor, for whatever reason, comes with this piece that goes right over the gear. And with this on, it just doesn't seem to fit properly on the regulator on this car. But without this piece, this gear, this little piece here that comes past the gear, this is too long. When this is on there like this, how the other one is right now, this gear on the motor just barely catches the gear on the regulator, and it sounded like it was stripping, like just slipping on the gears. So yeah, took this one off, didn't work. I have to return it. We at least have that one that still works, and now the window works properly. So yeah, that might be partially my fault. Yeah, when I ordered that motor, it didn't say that it was specifically just for Pontiac Firebird. It said that it would work for multiple vehicles, and yeah, that's probably why it has this thing. Yeah, so maybe next time we'll just try something different. I don't know about OEM, but maybe something not from Amazon that fits 20 different vehicles. So now, all we gotta do is put this all back together, and we're good to go. All done, guys. Everything put back together. Looks like I damaged the door panels a little more. I mean, they're already cracked, so I guess it's not that serious, but check it out. Now it works again. For how long? Who knows? But now it works. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I know we didn't really get to replace the window motor. I just reused the one that was already in there. And somebody had already made the holes in the door panel. Maybe yours doesn't need a window motor. Maybe the nut and the bolt, the hardware that's on there, maybe it just got loose. Hopefully this helps somebody out with their window issue, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.